Welcome back, everybody. The Leeuwpoort Project is an integrated housing project which is a mega project for the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality. It consists of 3 integrated residential areas. This program aims to create well-designed, sustainable, integrated and secure neighbourhoods which will enhance the value of property ownership for its residents. To tell us a little bit more, we are joined in studio here by the MEC for Human Settlements in the area, Paul Mashatile, and also, of course, ANC chairperson here in Gauteng. Good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Yes, good morning, Leon, and good morning to the listeners.
I haven't divulged too much about this Leeuwpoort project, but it sounds like an exceptionally exciting one. Talk to us a little bit more about it.
Well, it's one of our mega projects. What we've decided to do is that instead of building houses in the periphery of towns, RDP houses, we're now doing mega project, which is really like building new cities. Now, Leeuwpoort is one of the well-located pieces of land in Boksburg. It will generate about close to 20,000 housing opportunities or housing units. Yeah. As you said earlier, Leon, it is an integrated development. In other words, you have various topologies of houses like bond houses, rental, affordable houses. But the new approach is that where you do housing development, you must also have all the amenities, your schools, your clinics, community halls, because you are also creating employment opportunities for people. You are also creating business opportunities, particularly the township economies. So Leeuwpoort is going to be launched today by the mayor of Ekurhuleni, and it's one of the 6 actually in Ekurhuleni, because in the whole of Gauteng this year we'll be launching close to 31 mega projects. So Leeuwpoort is one of them.
I remember you announcing it in your budget, talking about the fact that 50,000 houses are going to be built, and there was a massive allocation of funds towards this. So this project is just one of the many projects that we're going to be seeing launched. How many houses are we looking at in this project?
About 20,000.
At about 20,000, this is a massive
But obviously that's going to be over time. We're not going to deliver all of them like this year. These projects are huge, so they take a bit of time. But because we have many of them, for instance, in Ekurhuleni we have Clayville, which is already generating a lot of houses. It's already under construction. We have John Dube coming up. We have Chief Lutuli. We have Daggafontein. So all these projects are going to come on stream this year, with others, as I said, Clayville is already under construction. In fact, with Clayville, we'll be allocating next month more than 500 housing units, and we'll be starting with the building of schools and other amenities. It's going to be the approach that we take throughout the 5 corridors in Gauteng, in Tshwane, in Joburg, in the West Rand, in Citibank. All these areas have these mega projects.
Yeah. So what's going to happen today is we are going to basically see the breaking of the ground. Is that the procedure for today? And then from now onwards, the building will begin?
Yes, that's what we call a sword turning. Right. So the mayor will be on site at about 9:30, and he will then announce the details with the MMC of the projects. And we will then start with the installation of bulk services, because when we build now, we start with bulk services first. So you put in your water and sanitation, electricity, you do tarred roads. Immediately you've put bulk services, you start building the top structures. So as soon as the mayor is announced today, contractors will then come on site to start with the installation of bulk services.
Yeah, and so we've spoken about the fact that this is 20,000 houses, 20,000 houses expected to be built in this area. But what is the time frame on all of this, from the sword turning that happens today until the completion of the project?
Some of the mega projects we estimate will take 3-4 years to complete, because of the magnitude of the numbers. The difference with mega projects is that you're talking big numbers. Just to build 1,000 houses is a huge project. Now, with mega projects, you're talking 10, 15,000, 20,000. So inevitably, it will take you 3-4 years to complete, but we build them in phases.
Yes, of course.
So as we build this new city in phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3, then people get allocated. They start moving into the city, amenities come in. So you build the other phases while people have moved into the others.
Yeah, because when you talk about a mega city, there's shopping centres there.
Yes.
I mean, you are obviously making provision for some schooling and
Definitely.
everything. It's just a place where people go and they live, and everything is on their doorstep.
Yeah, that's why we call them sustainable human settlement that are livable.
Yeah.
So you're creating an environment where people have everything there, but also, as I said, economic opportunities. So it's not just building houses. You want to see small businesses thriving, in entrepreneurs in the areas. When we build these houses, we can get entrepreneurs to make bricks locally, supply doors, and also it's the whole value chain that actually changes the nature of the economy to bring more people into active participation in the economy.
So when we look at Ekurhuleni and we break it down, I mean, we're talking about almost 119,000 informal settlements in and around Ekurhuleni, which is it's a massive number. How does one qualify to get a house and to move out of the informal settlement they're currently in? Because I know that this one is meant to be servicing, I think it's Joe Slovo, Ulana Park, Tlhagane, Driefontein, Crossroads, Vosloorus, Kalamazoo, and Katlehong. Is this aimed at assisting them? But how do you get onto the list? How does it work?
We already have the list. So
Of
people
all of it, it's
apply.
a completed list at the moment.
We already have the list, but obviously there may be those who may not be on the list, but we already have the list. So what we do, there's an income brackets. For instance, for those who qualify for a free house, like what we call RDP, it's people with household income of less than 3.5 a month. And beyond that, there's also a program of subsidy to subsidize people who are earning around 7,000 to 18,000 a month household income. They get particular kind of projects that are finance linked. So in other words, those products are not completely free. You get some money from the bank, but it's like half subsidized by government. So it makes it affordable.
Good.
And then beyond that, of course, is people who can qualify for bonds straight from the banks. They don't get any subsidy from government. But the advantage is that because government subsidize bulk infrastructure, it already makes even the bond houses in those areas affordable. It makes it easy for private sector developers to come in and build shopping centers because the infrastructure is there.
Right.
So government becomes an enabler in that environment because it brings in all these necessary facilities that are needed to develop.
Just on a closing note, so we're seeing this project already starting. There are a lot more projects in the pipeline. Which is the next one that you're hoping will start with urgency?
As you may have heard, the Premier announced 31 in his SOPA recently. We are now busy finalizing most of those. There's a big one coming between Joburg and the Western called Safer Fontaine. We're planning to launch that in June with the Premier. But before that, we will be looking at the others that are ready. We've got big projects in the Western that are coming up, like Leratong, there's Western Area Burwa, there's the River City in the Val that is, we're just finalizing. There's a Sasol pipe that passes there that we need to sort out, but almost ready for implementation. So we may be launching mega projects almost every month throughout the year.
Fantastic. Yeah. Good news. Finally, for those that are desperate for housing and that are waiting for it. Well, the news that's going to be happening today, we're going to see the Ekurhuleni Mayor, who's going to be breaking the ground where the Leeuwpoort Project is about to begin and the building will start. And it's hoping that in 3 to 4 years' time, it's going to make way for about 20,000 houses that residents in the informal settlements around there are going to be moving into. So with that good news, Paul Mashatile, I say thank you so much for coming in, MEC. Always good to have you here on the program.
Thank you very much.
Paul Mashatile talking to us in his capacity as the MEC for informal sector.